Caitlin, you liked an Instagram post last night from Taylor Swift that got a lot of attention. And I'm just curious if you could tell us what that post meant to you, and if you are, in fact, potentially going to endorse Kamala Harris. Thank you.
I think for myself is, I have this amazing platform, so I think the biggest thing would be just encourage people to register to vote. I think for myself, this is the second time I can vote in an election. At age 22, I could vote when I was 18, so I think do that. That's the biggest thing I can do with the platform that I have, and that's the same thing Taylor did. And I think continue to educate yourself with the candidates that we have, the policies that they're supporting. I think that's the biggest thing you can do, and that's what I would recommend to every single person that has that opportunity in our country.
Something I found interesting, Patrick Mahomes and Caitlin Clark yesterday were both asked about Donald Trump, politics, Kamala Harris, voting, and I think they both gave appropriate, interesting reactions. We'll start with Patrick Mahomes because he's been in the news cycle because of his wife as it relates to politics. She's liked some Trump tweets. Obviously, Taylor Swift is on the other side. She's a Kamala supporter.
Stephen A. introduces the key point. Mahomes and Clark both faced political questions, and their responses were measured, staying away from controversial endorsements. Stephen's framing sets up the context for how athletes navigate the tricky world of political expectations.
I think I've always said, I don't want my place and my platform to be used to endorse a candidate or do whatever, either way. I think my place is to inform people to get registered to vote, is to inform people to do their own research, and then make their best decision for them and their family. And so I think that's, every time I'm on this stage and I get asked these questions, I'm going to refer back to that, because I think that's what makes America so great.
I think it was important, though, I don't know if important is the right word, but when you were at the U.S. Open this past weekend and you guys were there with Taylor and Travis, is that an important image to show that people who may have different philosophies can?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always, even dating back, I think if you've seen my history, I've grown up with people from every aspect of life, and every background. And I think the best thing about a football locker room and kind of how I've grown up in baseball locker rooms, everything about that is people can come together and achieve something and achieve a common goal. And I think if we can, we talked about it a while back, but I think if we can do that as a nation, I think we can get the best out of each other. And so I think that's something that I do every single day. And whenever I'm hanging out with whoever, I'm not thinking about their political views or anything like that. I'm thinking about the people and how they treat other people. And I was with a lot of great people this weekend.
Specifically about the idea of President Trump bringing up Brittany's name, does that affect you one way or another?
No, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's about me and my family and how we treat other people. And I think you see is that Brittany does a lot in the community. I do a lot in the community to help bring people up and give people other opportunities to use their voice. And so it's in the political times, people are going to use stuff here and there, but I can't let that affect how I go about my business every single day and live my life and try to live it to the best of my ability.
Like Mahomes, Caitlin Clark stays neutral, focusing on the importance of voting. Stephen A. acknowledges her youth and the scrutiny she faces, but points out that she's following the same thoughtful approach as Mahomes, using her platform to inspire civic engagement without taking sides.
For the Democratic Party. That's the way I look at it. Look, just my opinion. You can agree or disagree. If she had it to do it all over again, I don't think Caitlin would have liked that tweet. She just would have said, you know what? I want to stay out of it. I think this has been more trouble than it's been worth for her this week, given...
Jason Whitlock adds that Caitlin, being a rising star, faces extra pressure when engaging in anything political. His comment reflects the dilemma many athletes face, balancing their personal views with the public's expectations.
A couple nights ago, we saw the debates take place. First debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Right after the debate, Taylor Swift hops on social media endorsing Kamala Harris as her choice for president, and immediately it went wild.
Charly kicks off by highlighting the significant moment when Taylor Swift used her massive platform to endorse Kamala Harris right after the debate. The endorsement immediately drew attention, reflecting Swift's unparalleled influence in both entertainment and politics. It's a clear example of how celebrity endorsements can impact the public conversation during election seasons.
Let's see how many, she has over 10 million likes at this point in time on her endorsement of Kamala Harris on Instagram. That's crazy. Over 10 million in a little over a day. That's wild. The Taylor Swift has is absolutely incredible. But shortly after Taylor Swift put up this post, we were seeing all different types of people start putting in their own, support of Taylor Swift's support of Kamala Harris. For example, we would definitely expect Travis Kelce to support his girlfriend, obviously, but some of his inner circle.
Charly emphasizes the viral nature of Swift's post, reaching over 10 million likes in just a day. This immense engagement demonstrates Swift's cultural power. Charly also brings up Caitlin Clark, noting that her simple act of liking the post sparked interest and speculation about her political leanings. This is where social media becomes a stage for unintended political statements, especially for public figures.
A lot of people had no idea how Caitlin Clark identifies politically. Is she Republican? Is she Democrat? Is she stay out of politics? Maybe she doesn't even vote. Who knows? So a lot of people are quick to assume, okay, because she liked this post, she is a liberal. She probably also will be voting for Kamala Harris.
Charly humorously points out the quick assumptions people make about Caitlin Clark's political identity after she liked Swift's post. She questions the logic behind equating a like with full political endorsement, mocking the tendency of the public to jump to conclusions. This segment underscores how even minor social media actions by celebrities or athletes can fuel widespread speculation.
Well, Taylor Swift is now in her endorsement era, throwing her support for Vice President Harris just minutes after last night's debate wrapped up. Now, the Berks County native sharing this picture here, calling herself a, quote, childless cat lady, and also writing, quote, I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. And she went on to say in her statement, Swift pointed out a number of issues that matter to her most, including reproductive and
Natasha introduces Taylor Swift's public endorsement of Kamala Harris, framing it as part of Swift's endorsement era. This move was a direct response to the debate, emphasizing her focus on calm leadership and progressive issues like reproductive and LGBTQ+ rights.
Also, Swift, according to her statement, said her call to action was also motivated in part by her fears surrounding AI right now. And those fears, she says, were realized when former President Trump posted fake images of her falsely endorsing him. Experts say this happens more than you might think.
I'm not surprised that AI images have been used to spread these phony celebrity endorsements.
Natasha discusses Taylor Swift's concerns about AI-generated misinformation, particularly referencing the fake Trump endorsement. This highlights the increasing risk of AI being used to spread false information, especially involving high-profile figures like Swift.
What's the danger in this, and are you seeing this happening more and more?
The News Literacy Project created a misinformation dashboard. We've pretty much been collecting every single election-related claim that we could find. And there's been a huge number of fake celebrity endorsements. Almost 10% in the dashboard relate to an endorsement or a celebrity.
She addresses the growing prevalence of fake celebrity endorsements tied to elections, with AI playing a significant role. The misinformation dashboard reveals that a substantial portion of election-related falsehoods involve celebrities, showing the deep impact of AI on public discourse.
Could you stop, please? What the hell you mean nobody thought that you could make it to the league? Who are these people? You were a first-round pick. You won a national championship at LSU, okay? You went deep into the postseason NCAA tournament your last year there.
Stephen A. Smith. Find motivation in proving people wrong. They should also acknowledge the support they have.
What a year. I never would have imagined the last bucket of my rookie season would be a 3, but maybe that was God saying, give them a taste of what they'll be seeing more of in year 2, laugh out loud. Through it all, I've showed that I belong in this league even when no one else believed. All I have ever wanted was to come into the W and make an impact. I can confidently say I have done that and will strive to keep doing so. I'm filled with emotions right now that I have a season-ending injury, but also filled with so much gratitude for what is next. Although this is God's timing and not mine, I'm finally able to give myself a physical and mental break.
Angel Reese's tweet, read by Stephen A. Smith. Commentary after Angel Reese's post. But again, Reese mentions that no one else believed. While it's understandable that an athlete might feel isolated in tough moments, Stephen A. has a point. Reese was celebrated from day one. Perhaps she's referring to a more personal journey, but in the public eye, her success was expected. The way she frames this as a stepping stone toward an even brighter future is admirable, though. Her drive and confidence are going to take her far when she returns to the court.
It's obviously definitely sad anytime you see anybody go down with an injury, especially people that you came into this league with, whether it was Cam Brink, whether it was Angel, and especially Angel. You want to see her finish out this year. Obviously, she's had a historic year, and she's done some incredible things.
Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's reaction shows the deep respect between these rookies, even after fierce competition in college. Her empathy shines through as she talks about the heartbreak of seeing a peer like Angel Reese sidelined. Clark acknowledges the incredible year Reese had, highlighting that Reese's presence was impactful not just for her team, but for the entire league. This moment reflects the camaraderie among top athletes, where despite being rivals on the court, they root for each other's success. Clark's reaction emphasizes that beyond competition, there's a shared understanding of the physical and mental toll that injuries bring. And in Reese's case, her return is highly anticipated not just by fans, but by her fellow players.
Angel Reese has to get the nod. Now, I know it's not a popular position to take because Angel Reese has to do the dirty work.
It's right above them.
And the Sky right now are in the playoffs, so you'd have to give the nod in my mind to Angel Reese. Look,
Caitlin Clark, the 22-year-old rookie for the Indiana Fever, is playing like an MVP, but the haters won't stop. Even with her incredible performances, some people still refuse to give her credit. But Shannon Sharpe is speaking up. The NFL legend just delivered a powerful message aimed at those doubting Clark's skills. He's calling out ESPN analysts who have been tearing her down, especially the ones who didn't choose her for WNBA Rookie of the Year.
There's a lot of women that was on ESPN that had a lot to say earlier about this. They gone quiet now.
You say they quiet?
Y'all quiet now. Now, I want somebody to send that to you, because you know who I'm talking about. I ain't going to call your name, but you know who you are. Y'all had a lot to say early. Y'all had a lot to say early. And if you think I'm talking to you, I am. Make no mistake about it. I'm talking to you. You know who you are. One of you was a former coach.
Though Sharpe didn't mention anyone directly, it was obvious who he meant. His remarks seemed aimed at ESPN analyst and former coach Carolyn Peck, who went viral in July for picking Angel Reese over Caitlin Clark for Rookie of the Year. Peck even praised Reese for posting grown woman numbers, subtly suggesting that Clark didn't stack up.
A big question. If you had to log your vote today, who would your Rookie of the Year be in the WNBA?
Really tight. But when you look at where the teams are, and I also went a little deeper and I looked at plus minus, and I also look at net rating. And when you look at that, Angel Reese has to get the nod. Angel Reese has to do the dirty work. I have said it's not sexy to have to battle and rebound inside and where you've got to do the blue collar work. But this is a player that has come in as a rookie and is putting up grown woman numbers.
But Sharpe didn't hold back. He dropped another bomb, this time calling out Monica McNutt, a former college basketball star and ESPN analyst. McNutt also sided with Angel Reese over Caitlin Clark, using the Chicago Sky's stronger record as her defense.
I have said this all season, BC. My Rookie of the Year is going to go based on the standing.
Above
and
them.
the Sky right now are in the playoffs, so you'd have to give the nod in my mind to Angel Reese. Look, 12 double-doubles to start is the record that spanned over 2 seasons. She's already gotten to 11.
Sharpe wasn't having it. While WNBA legend Lisa Leslie has tried to strike a balance, suggesting that both Clark and Reese deserve recognition, the numbers tell a different story. Clark is far ahead in both stats and impact, with Reese averaging 13.3 points and 13.1 rebounds per game. Efficiency has been a struggle, especially with her team losing 6 games in a row. Leslie's attempt to favor Reese over Clark doesn't hold up, especially after their latest head-to-head clash. In their most recent showdown, the Indiana Fever demolished the Chicago Sky 100-81, taking the season series 3-1. Clark was unstoppable, finishing with a season-high 31 points and 12 assists, while Reese managed just 10 points and 11 rebounds in a night she'd rather forget. This season, Clark has been nothing short of extraordinary. She's averaging 18.7 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game, shooting 42.4% from the field and 34.1% from beyond the arc. Since the Olympic break, she's taken her game to another level, leading the Fever to a 6-1 record while putting up 24.6 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 9.0 assists per game. Clark isn't just in the Rookie of the Year conversation, she's in the MVP conversation too. And for those who doubted her, it's time to face the facts. Caitlin Clark is the real deal. After utterly dominating Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky with 31 points and 12 assists, Clark and the Indiana Fever faced a crucial test against the Dallas Wings. This game was more than just another matchup. It was a chance for the Fever to climb above the .500 mark for the first time this season. And as usual, Clark did not disappoint. From the opening tip-off, Clark was a force of nature. She put on absolute masterclass, scoring 28 points and dishing out 12 assists, leading the Fever to a 100-91 victory over the Wings. This performance was so incredible that Clark made WNBA history again. As noted by Stat Mamba, she became the first rookie in either the WNBA or NBA to record 25-plus points, 10-plus assists, and 5-plus three-pointers in consecutive games. She's breaking records that have stood for decades.
Her coach sides in this team.
Clark comes back and answers. Up ahead, Clark, beautiful pass to Mitchell. You talked about it at the Open.
Weak side.
Oh, great play, and it ends up in Caitlin Clark.
But Caitlin Clark wasn't just about making history. She's about changing the game. With this latest performance, Clark became the first rookie in WNBA history to reach 600 points and 250 assists in a single season. She's now just the 8th rookie ever to score over 600 points, joining an elite club of players in a league that's seen over 1,000 rookies. And if that wasn't enough, Clark now holds the record for the most double-doubles by a guard in a single WNBA season. She's not just a rookie.
What Caitlin Clark has done for the game is generational. And I just, as a baller to a baller, I just want to say thank you to you, Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely.
For just lifting our game up, you and so many great players. But what you're doing, you're going to make all these women multimillionaires one day.
Satu Sabali summed it up perfectly when she joked that while it's great to see more fans in the stands, it's a little less fun when so many of them are cheering for the Fever.
Obviously, it's annoying because there were way too many Caitlin fans, and but like it just kudos because it's amazing to see so many people in women's basketball jerseys. It's amazing to see the excitement and the joy that comes out of that. So although I feel like our Dallas fans could have done better, I had mixed feelings, obviously, seeing all the Caitlin jerseys in our home, but it's an amazing sign for women's basketball.
The Fever have set a WNBA attendance record with over 500,000 fans for their 33 games. And the entire league's attendance is up nearly 20% this year. And much of that surge in popularity can be attributed to Clark's electrifying performances. She's not just a rookie sensation, she's a league-altering talent who's drawing in fans from all over the country.
So much support for Caitlin Clark.
Because she's the best. She lets things roll off of her. She's just an all-around great player. And the logo threes.
With all the records she's broken and the impact she's had on Fever's success this season, it's clear that we're beyond the point of discussing Caitlin Clark as just a rookie. She's already one of the best players in the WNBA, period. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with Shannon Sharpe calling out ESPN for their criticism of Clark? Or do you think Angel Reese still deserves the spotlight? Let's get a conversation started. Fever's Caitlin Clark breaks WNBA rookie record for assists. Add yet another milestone to Caitlin Clark's record-breaking 2024, her latest coming Sunday in the Indiana Fever's 92-75 win over the Seattle Storm as she broke the WNBA single-season rookie mark for assists. Clark, who leads the WNBA in assists at 8.3 per game, had 9 Sunday to reach 232, passing Ticha Penicheiro's previous rookie record of 224 set in 1998. Penicheiro was the number 2 pick that year for the Sacramento Monarchs, who are no longer in the WNBA. She helped lead the Monarchs to the 2005 League Championship and finished her career with 20,600 assists, third most in WNBA history. Clark was 4 years from being born when Penicheiro came into the WNBA and was 10 years old when Penicheiro retired. But Clark said the two connected during her college career at Iowa, and she knows enough to accurately describe Penicheiro, who is regarded as one of the most creative and exciting passers in women's basketball history. If you watch her highlights, she was definitely a better passer than me, Clark said. She had way more flair to her game. She would spin around and make these crazy passes. I kinda just run in transition and chuck it up there and hope for the best.
So, Caitlin, we saw you were at the game last night in the suite. Is that the same suite you were in for the swimming trials, or are you just going suite by suite?
I think I might be going suite by suite. It was weird. It felt so different being in there for the swimming trials than this, obviously. It's just the way they had it separated and had a whole pool in there is kind of hard to comprehend. But obviously my first Colts game, and even though it wasn't really a real game, it was still a lot of fun. My dad was the one that wanted to go, so he's a big football fan, so he was enjoying it, and it was fun for me too. And getting to do stuff outside of basketball and take your mind away from it is really fun for myself. So hopefully there'll be a few more where I can go to that are the real deal. But the fans were pretty excited too.
In fact, Clark's passing is one of her top attributes. Along with scoring a Division I men's and women's record 3,951 points at Iowa, Clark had 1,144 assists, third in NCAA Division I women's history. She topped Penicheiro's WNBA rookie record in her 28th WNBA game. Penicheiro set her mark in 30 games. With the expansion of the WNBA regular season to 40 games, Clark still has 12 games remaining to add to her assist total. The overall WNBA single-season assist record is 316, set last year in 40 games by the Connecticut Sun's Alyssa Thomas. Clark, at her current pace, could eclipse that in 11 more games. Thomas currently is second in the league in assists with 202 through 26 games. If you'd told me I was going to lead the league in assists coming in here in my rookie season, I probably would have told you that you were lying, said Clark, who also had 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks Sunday. But I take a lot of pride in that. I want to set my teammates up first and foremost, because that's going to help you have the most successful team. I'm always looking for my teammates in transition. That's where I tend to thrive the most. Indiana, 7th in the WNBA standings, is now 13-15, matching last season's win total. The Fever haven't finished with a winning record since 2015, when they went 20-14 and made the WNBA Finals. They haven't made the playoffs since 2016, when they were 17-17. I think we just have a really balanced attack, said Fever guard Lexi Hull, who had a career-high 22 points and was 6 of 7 from three-point range Sunday. It's just really fun to watch when you have Caitlin running in transition. The ball can go anywhere. Anyone can knock it down. Our offense is just so fluid. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese both dominated in college basketball. Now the pair keep making history in the WNBA. On Sunday, Clark led the Indiana Fever to a 92-75 win over the Seattle Storm and broke another league record in the process.
I'm just curious how that one felt and how you felt walking off the floor and seeing some people that are close to you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, to get a win in front of anyone is great. To get a win in front of my grandma who came all the way from Spokane and my sister.
Shout out Cheryl.
Go Grandma Cheryl. And my sister came from Austin. It's amazing. And to have them, courtside was super cool too. So really good feeling tonight.
Caitlin, we saw you tweeted that you're a Lexi Hull fan account now. What can you say about the performance
Twitter really
you had?
quick to tweet that, or X. So my account will solely be about Lexi if you want to follow. I'm going to change the bio to Lexi Hull fan page. So, yeah.
Lexi, what does that feel like when you're making shots and it's because of not only you, but just the ball movement overall with the team?
Yeah, I mean, we had just really good ball movement, found the open person, got to our open spots, and knocked down shots. I think the fourth quarter, I don't know what our field goal percentage was, but felt like we were crashing and the ball just kept going in. So, I mean, we feed off of that, feed off of each other, and it's just a fun end of that game.
And then, Caitlin, for you, when you're seeing your teammates have success as well, what does that do for you when you know, okay, I don't have to do everything, they can knock down some shots as well?
It's so fun. We move the ball like that and have our feet ready to knock down shots were really hard to beat. I also thought AB was incredible. 15 rebounds, 9 points, 8 assists. Mecca is really good. Ezzy's really good. That's a tough matchup, and she really moves the ball well. I think out of the pick and roll, especially there in the fourth quarter, that's why we got so many threes on the weak side, is because AB was able to get the ball out of the ball screen. And Lexi knocked down a few, Kels knocked down a few, Dee made one. So, I thought she was really good for us as well.
Caitlin, you mentioned pregame that after big wins against Liberty, against the Lynx, you kind of had letdown games. Just what does it mean to get 2 big wins in a row?
Yeah, I think it's huge for our group. It's just one at a time. I thought we've done a really good job of that over these first 2 games. And honestly, we came into halftime really confident. We were either up 1 or down 1, whatever it was. We felt like it was kind of a sluggish game. We played pretty good defense. Our offense was a little bit stagnant, but once we got going there in the third and fourth quarters, with the defense that we were already playing, it was, I thought we were in a pretty good position to win.
Obviously, you were fiery. There's a lot going on. Can you describe what's going on in your brain at that moment?
And too much.
But also, I think people love that about you, as long as you don't either break your hand or get, they're technical. Can you kind of describe what you're thinking and going through there? Thanks.
Well, I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the 3 and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So I don't know. It reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said, damn it, where it's like a personal frustration. Had nothing to do with my team, had nothing to do with their reffing, had nothing to do with other team. It was just because I'm a competitor and I felt like I should have been making more shots. So, but I think he fired me up to continue to play a lot harder. I thought we got a lot better after he did that. So I want to thank him, for that. But overall, I thought once we got to that media timeout around 5 minutes in the third quarter, I thought we all kind of just took a breath. It was a little chaos there for 2.5 minutes. And I think I could have done a better job of kind of regaining my cool, but, that's like the fire and passion that just gets me going. It's just finding a way to channel that and use that. And I thought I did a really good job of that at the end of the third and the fourth quarter.
The second row on the right and then over to Lou on the left.
Caitlin, you mentioned kind of the sluggish first half. What to say about the growth of this team that you're able to come out and have the fourth quarter that you did today?
Yeah, well, we felt like we were getting good looks and good shots. We felt like we could have just played with a little bit of a faster tempo. Like, we're really good in transition. But even in the half court, like, we were just kind of moving a step slow. Like, we wanted a little more energy in the ball. And I think once we got that in the second half, their rotations, once they got tired, just weren't as good. And then we were able to get, not as many contested shots, and we were able to knock them down. And I don't know what we shot there in the fourth quarter, but it felt like we made just about every shot.
Lou, go ahead.
Lexi, are you going to get those relative season tickets now?
I mean, we might have to.
Those are pretty expensive.
We'll make sure the
our
Fever gets
salaries,
working on that.
it's like our entire salary to get those. I'm not kidding.
We'll have someone work on that.
Yeah, we need people to help.
Also send a message to other teams if they watch the game tape that, hey, I can shoot this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we're hard to guard when everyone's making their shots. So it's just exciting to kind of get into a rhythm as a group. And yeah, we're excited just to take, each game as it comes, but keep moving forward, keep building on this one.
Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, Caitlin, obviously an eventful game with the tech and then, Lexi going off, Kelsey, and Aaliyah going off as well. How much does that add, if at all, just to the milestone of getting the rookie assist record?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really fun game. Like, these fans have just been crazy and so into it. And I feel like, especially with how we started the season, like, I feel like they definitely deserve it. And I think they're starting to see how potential this team has, when we play the way we're supposed to. And, honestly, I felt like we put together 4 really good quarters. Like, yeah, the first, then the second were a little sluggish, but we weren't bad. They were just playing good defense, and we weren't making open looks that we usually make, but we just continued to chip away until they did. And we took pretty good care of the ball after starting a little slow in that area. But yeah, I mean, the assist record is cool too. Obviously, Teacha is somebody that's been very supportive of myself even since I was in college. And if you watch her highlights, like, she was definitely a better passer than me. She has way more flair to her. She had way more flair to her game in the way she passed the ball. Like, she would spin around and make these crazy passes. I kind of just run in transition and chuck it up there and hope for the best. That's all I do.
James.
Lexi, when you're, working towards something, you have a breakthrough moment like this, what does that feel like? And how did you, I guess, kind of just stay confident to kind of seize this moment?
I think just, trusting myself, trusting the work I put in, getting extra shots every day, waiting for those open ones in the game to knock them down. I think just, trusting the process. It's been some tough games, not making those open ones, but just got to keep shooting, trust the work that I put in.
Lexi, that was 13 wins for you guys, which matches the total of this team from last year. How much better do you feel like this team is than last year? You still have 12 games to go. And where do you feel the progress maybe the most from last year to this year?
I think we just have, a really balanced attack. And everyone's really bought in. I think, it's just a lot. It's really fun to watch when you have Caitlin running in transition. The ball can go anywhere. Anyone can knock it down. I mean, our is so fluid, and that's so fun to play, fast paced, and it's fun to score a lot of points. So I think that's something that we've definitely improved on this year.
The last one on Zoom, Mike Vopel, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Caitlin, I know we've asked you a lot about records in 2024, but what does it mean to you to have the scoring records you have in college, but then also get this assist record? You've talked a lot about what it means to have both of those aspects of your game, but to end this year, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's that cool. I mean, if you would have told me I would lead the league in assists coming in here in my rookie season, I probably would have told you you're lying. But I take a lot of pride in that. I want to set my teammates up first and foremost because I think that's going to help you have the most successful team. Whether that's in the pick and roll, that's probably where I'm most successful with that. And I'm lucky enough to play with AB and Liz, and who are really good in that action. And then I think our shooting has gotten a lot better, especially to start these 2 games of the second half. So, I'm always looking for my teammates in transition. That's kind of where I thrive the most. And sometimes I overpass it a little bit, and there's always going to be the turnover side of it, just with how fast I play the game and how much the ball is in my hands. But they'll continue to learn and continue to get better at that. But I still feel like there's a lot of room for me to grow. So that's what I'm most excited about.
In addition to scoring 23 points, the 22-year-old also recorded her 225th assist, which saw her pass Ticha Penicheiro's record for the most assists by a rookie in WNBA history, which was set in 1998. To pass somebody like her, I'm just forever thankful. She's been such a legend in our game. It's super cool, but hopefully there are a lot more of those, Clark, who leads the league with 8.3 assists per game, said after the game.
I feel like every time we watch you play basketball, you're breaking another record. Today, it was the season record of assists for Ticha Penicheiro. What does it mean to you to pass a legend like that?
Well, Ticha's been a big fan of mine ever since I was in college, and somebody that has always been right there to congratulate me or just be somebody that's offered advice. So to pass somebody like her, I'm just forever thankful that she's been such a legend in our game. But it's super cool, but hopefully there's a lot more of those.
The historic moment came in the second quarter of the game and was welcomed by Penicheiro in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter. Records are meant to be broken. It shows growth and evolution. Can't think of a better player to break it.
Hey, Caitlin, Ticha here. Congratulations. A record that stood since 1998, and you come here and you break it. Super proud of you. I know the work that you've put in. A lot of people always talked about your shooting. I was always mesmerized about your passing, your court vision, and how you make your teammates better. So this record is in great hands, and continue to do what you do. Continue to elevate your game and the women's game and the WNBA. Congratulations. Super proud of you.
While the Fever posted a video of the former WNBA star congratulating Clark, who finished the game with 9 assists and 232 total on the season. The record is the latest of a string of achievements from Clark's first WNBA season, where she has already become the first rookie in league history to record a triple-double, and marked another milestone by dishing out 19 assists in a single game. But just like in college, Clark's brilliant performances are being matched by her rival Reese. Also on Sunday, the Chicago Sky rookie racked up 19 points and 20 rebounds in an 86-68 loss to the Phoenix Mercury, becoming the fastest player in WNBA history to record 20 double-doubles in a single season. Reese, who leads the league in rebounding with 12.3 per game, has reached the total after just 27 games and is now just 2 double-doubles shy of matching Tina Charles' record for most double-doubles in a rookie season, set in 2010, according to ESPN. Earlier this season, the rookie had broken the record for most consecutive double-doubles in WNBA history. With the WNBA now back in full swing after the Olympic break, both Clark and Reese will hope to lead their respective teams into the postseason. Clark's Fever will face the Minnesota Lynx in its next game, while Reese's Sky will play the Connecticut Sun. It seems that the more the superstar rookies play, the more records will fall this season,